Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching.
L is for the way you look at me. Here we are, it's Love, written by Nat King Cole in 1964, and here's my tutorial to take you through the song. This is a great song, it really flows off the tongue, it's a beautiful and lovely love song, it's a fantastic ballad, and I recorded this one on my trip to the Isle of Wight. I recorded the sing-along, so enjoy that when it comes out as well, and you'll see me perched on the beach singing along just outside Cowes to this one. So I hope you enjoy it. Here's the tutorial for my level 3 song for Love. Right, it's not a tricky one, but the only challenge in it really is that the chords do change quite quickly. So there's a small selection of chords. Some of them are a little bit unusual, but there's no difficult chords in this, so it's just a case of making sure you know where your fingers need to go and being ready for some quick chord changes, but nothing difficult at all. So we'll have a look at the chords, then we'll have a look at the strumming, which is basically very easy, but there's just a couple of single strums in there as well to be aware of, and then we'll look at the layout and have a quick demo. Okay, let's get into it. So the chords, I really love the chords on this song. There's some really nice ones. There's a transition from the G to an E minor 7, which is easy because you just take your third finger off and it becomes the E minor 7. And then from that to the A minor 7, which is just 3 fingers. So take your hands off all together. So there are our first 3 chords to look at. Let's just do those slowly on a down strum. G, which we should all know. And then if you lift your third finger, we go, that is an E minor 7. And it's your first and second finger on the C and the A string. So our first finger is on the A string, our second finger is on the C string. They're both on the 2nd fret. So basically it's a G, but without that third finger. And that's an E minor 7, so that's our second chord. And then we switch to an A minor 7, which is just hands free. And then we have a D7. So that's a nice one to go back to. So A minor just to the D7. It's quite nice and easy. Just make sure you catch the C position as well as putting the bar down for the D to get that D7. So you've got to stretch your second finger across the top 3 strings there on the 2nd fret, and then you're covering your 3rd fret on the bottom string with your 3rd finger to get that D7. So you've got to really make sure you're pressing securely with that 2nd finger. So that's your D7. As well as the G, we've got a G7. Now I've said this many times before, but the joy about the G to the G7 is that your second finger there, make sure I'm saying the right one, the second finger can stay in the same position. If you look at the fingering for the G and the G7, you can rotate your first and third finger, but keep your second finger in the same place on the C string there on the 2nd fret. So that stays, and your first and third finger switch round. Okay, so if you have a look at the G and the G7, and just get used to changing that, keeping that second finger in the same place. That's a really easy way of doing it. You don't need to change your whole finger position. So we've got a G and a G7. We've also got an A and an A7. Now the A7 always follows the A, which is wonderful because it's just a case of playing the A and lifting your second finger off, and that first finger on its own is the A7. So an A to an A7 is a nice easy switch, so that's easy. And we've also got a C in a few places. So they are the chords and some chord transitions to focus on as well. So that's actually really nice and easy. Some lovely smooth transitions from the different chords. Just have a look at those and make sure you're comfortable with all that fingering. Okay, for the strumming, it's really quite easy. Most of the way through, it is this. And you can see there straight away we've got our down, down, up pattern. And the trick of that is, it's not a difficult pattern to play obviously, but the trick of it is that we're changing chords quite quickly with it. So you've just got to be, it's not so much a strumming challenge, it is the chord challenge. You are doing one strumming pattern, down, down, up, on most of those chords, and only a few of them you sort of linger for a second pattern. So let's just practice that on a G chord to begin with. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. and then at tempo it's going to go like this. L is for the way you look at me. So just be ready to change chords and just make sure that strumming pattern is nice and automatic. It's nothing difficult there, just got to be ready for the pace of the song and the chord changes there. Then the only thing to be aware of is a couple of single strums that I've put in, basically the last line of verse 1. Just 1 second, here we go. Fee is very, very extraordinary. He is even more than, here we go, anyone that you adore. And if you look at the lyric sheet I've done for this, if you look at the sheet music, you can see I've put D in blue, the D chord there on the last line of the first verse, and that's just to signal the single blue down arrow I've put there. So it's a single strum, anyone that you adore, and then when I get to the D7 for you adore, I pick it up again with the down, down, up, up, down, up. And that's the only place we do it, but we do repeat verse 1 in the chorus, so basically that's twice in the song. And that's the only challenge there, just to make sure you've got a nice clean single strum, anyone that you adore, and then you got to add your third finger to turn that D into a D7, and make sure you come in with that full down, down, up, up, down, up. But the only trick there, the only thing to be aware of, is obviously you want the D, anyone that you adore, you want the D to nice and echo. You want it to echo nicely through the anyone that. So that's got to, the D's just got to sort of fade there through that. So you don't want to cut it off early by putting your fingers down for the D7. You don't want to do this. Anyone that you adore. You don't want to go anyone that you adore. You've got to let that D hang there in the moment and let the note basically echo and then fade away, and then you quickly put your D7 down. Anyone that you adore. So just be aware of that. Don't cut that D off early. Don't spoil the moment. Let it linger before you move on. That's the only challenge there to be aware of. It's a really nice, easy song. I'm just going to go and sing through verse 1 one more time, and you can see in the sheet music, if you have a look at it, you've got verse 1, chorus, and then it says repeat all, so we do the verse 1 and chorus again, so you do all of that twice, and then you've just got a nice little ending. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. So you just fade and slow down at the end, and that's it. So it's a really easy song to get your head around. I'm just going to sing verse 1 now, so you can get a feel for how the whole thing sounds together. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. And then it carries on into the chorus, repeat all, and then do the ending. That's Love by Nat King Cole. Thanks for watching. Take care. Love.